Hello, sophomores. Let's talk some context of our 1.3, the First Civilizations packet. We're talking about our early agricultural societies. So here's our context. Remember, we're in the Foundations era, so we are everything that happened before 600 BCE still. That's still our Foundations era for this chapter. So we are looking at the early agricultural societies that have gone through the Neolithic Revolution, and they are farming. Okay? Not only do they start farming, they start growing and becoming stronger. So what we're going to see the emergence of the state, that there are borders that are going to grow in these civilizations, and they are going to, in some cases like Mesopotamia, become little city-states that have their independent governments, and then eventually become empires. Okay? So we're going to see powerful empires that are going to form in places like Mesopotamia, in places like China, in the Indus River Valley, and Egypt as well. We're also going to see a development of more hierarchy that we kind of saw from the vocab words. That means the days of hunter-gatherer, egalitarian are done. But don't worry, they'll come back, maybe in the future. So we're going to see more hierarchy. We're going to see like kings on top, which have immense power, all the way down to slaves on the bottom. And yes, slavery does start basically soon after farming starts, when they start making people work in the fields to get the crops that are needed for the population. We're also going to see more advanced weapons in this time period. Chariots will eventually become a big deal. The bow and arrow, iron, and weapons. And these weapons will be used by empires to become more powerful. We will have stronger and more powerful empires is going to be our context of the Foundations era. And these empires are going to build big public projects like a ziggurat that we'll read about, like pyramids in Egypt. And these big public projects will be huge buildings that will show who is in charge. We'll see the first writing. First writing will happen in Samaria or Mesopotamia, called cuneiform. There's some of it over here, because this is from Mesopotamia. There'll also be hieroglyphics, the first writing in Egypt, which will be over here. This writing from cuneiform will diffuse, and the Egyptians will eventually get it through trade and contact and develop their own writing. In addition, we'll see the first laws that are made for all people in these governments. We'll take a couple look at them. One we'll look at is Hammurabi's Code of Laws. And this is the context what early agricultural civilizations are. So we're going to write a summary about this, and you'll have to write about basically what was going on in this era. And the Foundations era was a time period of, and you may talk about some of these big ideas right here with your group. That is our context of our era with the early agricultural societies and the first civilizations.